Hi, I'm Ameer, and this episode is not just any episode. This is the one where we bring back everybody from all of season one to talk about their experience, to relive, and to have a great time. Wait, something kind of off here, Ha, much better. Let's go. As you can see, I have today with me VJ of episode 1, as well as Charlie and Jabari episode 2 and 3. VJ, wow, can you believe it was 12 episodes ago? How has things been since then?
It feels like it was 12 years ago, to be honest, because of all the experience, and I've witnessed the episode going from here to here to here to straight over the roof. So it literally feels like 12 years ago from the first episode.
Did you guys happen to look at episode 1 before coming on board?
Yes, I did.
I loved it. That's why I asked to be on it.
Many may not remember, but VJ and Charlie, you all had the shortest time to shoot, like 5 minutes. Plus, Charlie, you had 5 minutes for your 2 outfits. VJ, how was the time strain?
It seemed like it would have been tough, but I must admit our model made it pretty amazing. I mean, you would agree as well.
Definitely.
Because I was running from spot to spot and she was just like posing, and it was like, I was done in less than 5 minutes, 3 minutes tops, and that was it.
Yeah, so we wanted to hear from the viewers and we had them ask questions. And one of the questions were, what really happened to the rock, paper, scissors, VJ?
Well, I won, you lose.
Contrary to popular belief, we
Right.
will just say go with that right now.
Okay.
But I think that, time is time. We're here right now. I think we deserve a rematch.
You want a rematch?
Yeah.
Best out of 3?
No, we just do one this time.
Yeah, Charlie, hold this mic.
Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Best out of 3?
Okay, best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I win! Oh my god! It took me 12 episodes to finally win.
I give you this one, bro.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
give you this one. But congratulations.
Thank you very much. Now for episode 2, we did things a bit differently. We actually went to the studio and had an amazing time with the beautiful Ariel. Charlie, how was that for you?
It was pretty great. It came with its own challenges, but it was great.
My biggest challenge was having to wear 2 hats that day, as we didn't have the producer, and being post-COVID was just really difficult for me. What challenges you faced that day?
On that day, the trigger decided it didn't want to work every time I took pictures, and it was a little hectic. But outside of that, the time, I could do that anytime again.
Yeah, it was 5 minutes each for each outfit, and Ariel came, she showed up, and Charlie, you came, you showed up. It was such a great time. It actually motivated me into continuing the photo challenge. Now, Jabari and VJ, what did y'all think about the final images that day?
I really like them. Why don't you like that? I really like them. I'll be honest, I thought the photo challenge was gonna be a thing where people voted at the end of like what photos they like more. That was just me. I didn't know if that's in any plans for season 2. That's up to y'all and the production team. But I really liked your photos. If I had to be honest, I think I prefer Charlie's one a little bit more.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that yours weren't great, but
Yeah.
I just prefer Charlie's one a little bit more.
Yeah, let me hear from VJ. What do you think about the final images?
I think I'm not gonna choose a winner because honestly, I think both of you all have like different styles of shooting.
Yes,
But
very true.
Yes, but Charlie, I did love your style of photos. I mean, I've always been a fan because of the old vintage look. Like, to me, it speaks volumes. I mean, maybe not to everyone, but to me specifically, I loved it and I love the retro style. So you did well. Amir, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Your photos have always been great.
Of course.
These photos were really good. I mean, it's like, what else I could really say? Because
No, you could say much more.
you want me to say much more?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. But for me, it didn't have a clear-cut winner. I think both of you did extremely well.
As I say, that was a much controlled environment. I think it's got a little while when it came to Jabari episode. Let's see how that looked. Big shout out to Samsara Nature Park, and while is an understatement because we got to shoot the first male model, actually the only male model we had in the photo challenge, Johan, in his very cowboy-esque style with the live animals. How was that for you?
That was an experience. I feel like one, just being outside, because I haven't shot outside in a long time. That was a whole new thing just because of COVID, shutting down everything. So coming outside now was like one experience, and then now dealing with a model plus an animal that, like, you can't tell it like, hey, stand here, do this, pose like that. It's like they're a horse. It's like it's a horse. It's not gonna do these things. So you just had to like work with it. And I kind of did wish that I went second just because you warmed up Johan and the horse. Like I feel like they got a little bit more of a connection after the 10 minutes.
Definitely.
And your photos, I feel like, came out a little bit better than mine, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, like you say, they were warmed up because Johan was a bit scared at first. I mean, being so close to a horse.
It's a horse?
Yeah. And little that anybody saw that he almost get kicked, and you also almost get kicked from the horse. But we didn't put that in the episode.
Yeah.
And beside the horse and all too, it had the camels and all the other live animals. That was just one of the best experiences I've ever had. But, does that affect your shooting style?
As in the animal itself?
Well, yes, shooting outdoors with the animals.
Outdoors, I always shot outdoors for like maybe a year or two. Like I was totally against studio strobes. I was not agreeing with it, and then I started to get into it, and I was like, okay, this is not so bad. And then I feel like I'm strictly like a studio guy. I need strobes in every shoot now. But that one, I was like, okay, let me just go out and just use the natural light, and let me just see what I could do and kind of get back to my roots.
Yeah, definitely, because I too wanted to shoot with the strobe. I started
Which
shooting
you did,
with
right?
the strobe. Yeah, I started shooting with the strobe, and I realized it made no sense because the horse was just basically
Yeah.
carrying your hand on a merry-go-round, And one of our viewers actually asked, how was it filming with the camel?
I think the camel was great. I feel like the camel ate great that day. The amount of food that we gave it.
Definitely.
And a lot of love too, because I feel like there were also a lot of people there to play with the camel and all of that too. But I think the camel was like a paid actor, honestly.
The reason why I was so happy that you came on board is because of your work you did that was published on the newspaper at the waterfall. Oh, what you said? Which one?
Yeah,
This
is not my first rodeo,
Mr. Published, I say I had to call your name now.
No, sometimes you have to talk to me nice.
Hey!
But
talk to him nice or don't talk to you at all, Yes, and that's actually how the photo challenge is. Two photographers shooting the same model, same setting, same everything, and see two complete different look, basically. Now, speaking of magic, things really went a bit insane as we left land, played with magic, and did more crazy things. Let's have a look. Episode 4, we featured the beautiful Maria Enika draped in Caribbean dress, alongside the amazing Leiden of Leidenography. Unfortunately, both Maria and Leiden couldn't make it today. So we have one of two from Caribbean dress, the beautiful Stacy. Stacy, how are you?
I am fine. So Patricia couldn't make it today. So I am here representing.
Big represent. Stacy, how was that experience for you on the boat itself with the dress and all that?
Everything was just amazing. I mean, I've been a fan of Maria online, and it was my first time meeting Maria. Maria was following me. I had no idea. So she was excited to meet me too. And then shooting with Go West and meeting the entire crew, it was just so amazing. on water and everything. It was out of the world. It was our first photo challenge experience as well.
Yeah, one of
So it
many.
was like, wow, like, the biggest thing ever. And then we did like 3 other episodes, and
Yeah.
it just kept getting better. So
Oh, we always love to have you here and having the dress featured, the full team involved. And that was just the start. That episode was the start of a growing friendship and relationship.
For sure. And what we like about it is, in each episode, the dresses look so different. And I think that is what the photo challenge brings on the whole. Photography itself is dressed through different lenses. It also reflects the personalities of each photographer. It's just so exciting and amazing to be a part of. I don't know who wouldn't want to be a part of it. So thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for saying yes and bringing, because I don't think there's any other company that does the dress rentals, and to see y'all doing it in such large scale with so many different colors and pieces, and then coming and being part of this, thanks again. As you can see, we have two stellar young men on the couch next to the beautiful Stacy. We have Scott of Epidemic and the amazing Shannon Britton. Sorry, I keep getting this wrong. All right. I had to do a voiceover. Yeah, to say a name correctly, right? I keep saying Shannon Britton. It's Shannon Brito. Scott, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No, thank you for having us in the studio. So I guess you're on the hot seat today, episode 5. How was it filming that day?
Gosh, it was a great experience. Well, I was in my studio, so I felt at home. But the time limit, that was definitely some pressure there.
So let me talk about some magic trick, because we had Kester there.
Yeah.
And, that was, I keep using the word experience, but it was an experience. Oh, we had to pick some cards. We picked the same cards.
Boy, up to now I keep wondering if that was intentional by Kes.
I think, so I'm still baffled by that. Like, how could we pick the same cards?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It happened twice.
Twice.
Not even once, it was twice.
Yeah, Kes really just threw us off that day. Yes?
I have to ask him if he did it purposely.
So your overall experience that day, right? Anything you wish you could have changed?
Not really, Things go wrong on shoots, but I mean, it turned out perfect in the end. Some lights didn't work, the time limit, but I was happy how things turned out, and it was real fun. The lighting, the fog,
Yeah.
the entrances, everything about it was what I love. The spookiness.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite episodes, because it was just so dark. And we had a real laughs that day.
I love it.
And then the dove had a cameo.
Yes, I forget about that.
Yeah, whoa. But since we're on the topic of abracadabra, Shannon, our model disappeared just before we started filming. And Maria came again last minute and showed up. How was that? Even though I know you worked with Maria a couple of times before, but on the spot, how was that for you?
Well, it was my first time doing the challenge with you. So, even though I've seen it on social media, being in it is a different thing. Well, first of all, as I said, Maria, in terms of her pulling through last minute, she's a trooper.
Definitely.
In working with Maria, whatever situation or challenge, just call her and she'll pull through. Right? So that's Maria in a nutshell. But as Scott said, that time of 10 minutes, it swoops down on you like that, like that. In an instant, it's like, all right, you have 1 minute to go. It's like, what? Setting up lights and all that, and which is why any challenge I kind of kept it very minimal.
Yes.
Because I didn't know how, you could say that you have 10 minutes, that's plenty of time. But when it started and figuring out the shots and figuring out your composition and your lighting, you want to move as swiftly as you could to execute the result. But it turned out great in the end. And that's the most important thing.
And well, that day, you had me to assist you.
Correct,
I had nobody to assist me.
They flipped the coin toss.
They flipped the coin.
Correct.
I don't know, I keep losing this thing. Like, I set myself up, I feel like it's, But having the planes as a prop, would you ever use planes again in a future photo shoot?
Yeah, through you. You're the link, you're the plane link now. So they say, Ameer, planes, what are you going to do? And we make it happen. But that hangar shoot was, I think it was a first time experience for me. And it was just like, whoa. It literally was just like, whoa. and then the staff there, how friendly they were for you to, like, you could have turned the plane if you wanted. Things like that. Now it was like very hands-on, and that was the first time. So I'm grateful for you and the challenges for that.
Since we're on the topic of planes, I would say that was when things was on the rocket ship.
Oh, it took off.
It took off from there. And from there, you know, we decided to bring things back home, back into the studio. And that's when we had episode 7. Let's take a look. So, some people couldn't make it, and obviously we have the beautiful Stacy, again one of 2 of Caribbean Dress, to fill in the spot, as you were part of episode 7 and 8. Episode 7 was Carlos and the beautiful, our producer Kylie, and episode 8 we had Christopher Collin and Manisha. Stacy, again, episode 7 and episode 8. How was that for you?
Again, it was amazing. I mean, having worked with Kylie behind the scene and seeing Kylie in this totally different light, literally, it was just pure fun. Shooting it right here at the studio as well. Affordable imports with everybody. It was like a family shoot, I would say, because basically everybody kind of knew each other already. We were friends of friends, that kind of thing. And then for episode 8 with Manisha.
Yeah, you coordinated that shoot with your company, Travel a la carte.
Travel a la carte through Nanan Tours. And they were kind to give us a boat. And then they met us later on with another boat.
So we were just hopping boats at one point.
So that was so much fun. And you know what I like about that episode? Do you remember? I don't know if you are like this in the other episodes. But when it was your turn, you took time and you was like, okay, let me organize my stuff and then be quick to shoot.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the truth behind that is because when I started, I used to rush. I should be like, oh, let me get this done, let me get that done. So much things happening in my brain all at once.
Yeah,
but then at that episode was the trigger where I was like, I am going to take my time, lay out everything as I went, because we only need 2 wow factor images.
Right, so you took your time, and I remember you getting your shot. And then you went crazy and was like, oh my God, this is the shot. And Manisha was like, Ameer.
Because it was literally my first picture I took.
Yeah, Ameer. So what I remember as well in the swamp is like the mountain on the background and all of that. It looked like the beginning of a Hallmark movie. Remember we were saying that? We were like, wow, we were amazed, at such beautiful spots in Trinidad. And it's really the whole idea behind Caribbean Dress and why Caribbean Dress teamed up with Travel a la carte. So to promote fashion at iconic sites in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me on and stuff. Yeah, I mean, we had a really interesting challenge on our day. It was definitely something that was challenging. I mean, the hike up alone was a little grueling for me. Not really that fit or anything like that. But yeah, I think the whole entire team were really supportive and stuff, and everybody keep checking on me, making sure that you're good, you're making it, everything. I mean, trust and I know kept turning back and like really good. I mean, you too, you were turning back and stuff, and yeah, I mean, we had a lot of challenges, but it was a really fun experience.
Yeah, because that was the first time I went to the waterfall.
Yeah.
I didn't know the hike was going to be so long.
Yeah, and I mean, the night before, I think you changed the location to that waterfall, and he was like, Amir told me, he's like, yeah, it's just like a 5-minute walk up, and it's not even that much of a walk, and I was like, okay, all right, no problem. So, and then the night before, I didn't get much sleep, so when we actually made the walk up, I think we took probably nearly 45 minutes because we were stopping and shooting and that kind of thing. And yeah, that was the start of it, and I think that was probably the most challenging part of it. And then after actually shooting, I felt like I was in my element. I had really nice natural light to work with. Paige was amazing, our model.
Definitely.
She just did her thing, and I was able to do my thing behind the camera, just play with my camera settings and change my angles and stuff like that. And I felt like the 10 minutes I thought was going to go really quickly. But the fact that the focus was on Paige, obviously, but the background was that waterfall. We couldn't really move Paige too much because we wanted to get that waterfall in the background. Mm-hmm. So I think that Paige being in that
particular spot made it easy for me because I didn't have to move her around too much, and I just shot that one spot over and over and just different angles and stuff.
Yeah, well, you shot over 100 pictures.
Yeah, I think at the end the raw photos were 102 photos in 10 minutes, which was kind of crazy. I mean, that's overshooting.
But what made you settle on, what was your process on choosing that very two?
The main thing for me was that at the beginning of the shoot, the cascade from the waterfall was its strongest, so it kind of died out as the minutes passed. And to the end, it was almost a trickle. So those first few photos turned out to be the best just because of the amount of water that was coming down from the waterfall. So you could see the actual waterfall in the back and everything. So I think that's the reason that I chose those two photos.
Well, I wish my experience was as good as yours because when I started shooting, the weather changed,
right,
which means more wind,
yeah.
And the waterfall was seriously against me.
Mm-hmm.
Paige was soaked.
And you went a little closer. You pushed the limits. You went a little bit closer. I was like, nah, I wouldn't put her in that. And it was pretty cold, the water as well. So I was like, I wouldn't put her through that.
Yeah, all the cameras was fogged up.
Yeah, everything, yeah. Because I mean, at the distance I was having the same fogging issues and stuff, but you were way closer, so you experienced it a little bit,
Did you run into any problems that day?
I don't think so. My only thing that I sort of kind of looked back at and wondered about was maybe if I had shot with an off-camera flash, the difference it would have made. But I was really liking the natural light that I was seeing on that day. And the light was, at that specific time of day, the light was sitting so perfectly against Paige and the waterfall. And even the dress too. I know that you were the designer of the dress, right? So
yeah,
the dress came out really nice. And I think everything just fell into place for that short 10 minutes,
Now, speaking of iconic locations, let's talk about an iconic episode. We have the amazing Raj of Rajvi Photography and Dominic Ross of Domo Photos. We had to shoot the 17 delegates of Miss World Trinidad and Tobago 2022 at Estate 101. Now, Raj, thank you for being here.
Yeah, bro, thank you.
How was that for you?
Yeah, man, it was an amazing experience. It's always fun shooting those girls, and that day with the challenges we had and the constraints that we had, it was loads of fun. I had a real good time.
Yeah. How about you, Dominic?
It was real fun, although it had a very rough start for me, as everyone knows.
Tell us more about that.
So at least, for those who didn't know on the episode, you wouldn't have seen it, but I knocked down one of my lights and broke the bulb.
Yeah.
And in cleaning it up, I did cut my hand, which I don't think anyone else really saw. But yeah, that was the main problem, which kind of set a bad tone for me for the day, but we worked through it and we get the job done.
Yeah, that episode actually took us all day to shoot. But even though it took us all day, Raj, like, out of all the photographers we had, you took the least amount of time per model to shoot that day, right?
Right.
What was your, tell us your thought process going into that.
Yeah, so I knew that it would have been a challenge to get through the 17 girls in one day. And I knew that the location and the time of the day and the weather, because it was hot sun, but then it was also raining at points.
Yeah.
So again, a little drizzle, but then again, blazing sun. So as soon as I entered the venue, I just locked on a nice, safe spot in the shade. And I just stay right there, and I just set up my lights and just was able to just cycle through each of them and spend about 10 minutes each.
Well, actually, you spent like 5 to 7 minutes.
Well, some of them maybe.
And then you took them back again. You got to shoot some of them like twice.
Oh yeah, well, while we were waiting on some, because they were, when they were doing hair and makeup, maybe 4 girls might be ready, and then we might have a half-hour gap until the other batch of girls come. So when we had that gap, then I was able, if they were still free, I could have brought them back and taken some more shots.
Yeah, I mean, it was our Diwali episode. All the girls were beautifully looking great in little black sari. And Charu, she coordinated that so good. Now, Dominic, you took the most amount of time with each model. What was your process like? And you take your time usually on shoots. How did it go?
Yep, honestly, usually I take my time because what happens is I usually have a shot in my mind and I kind of don't stop until I get that shot that I really, really want, which happened easily with some and then took more time with others, honestly. But that's just how I work, honestly. I just keep going until I think I have what I want or until the job is done. That's how I've always operated. And unfortunately, that does not translate very well with 17 models.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, we were like, one minute I was shooting in the courtyard, next minute I was shooting on top on the path, and next minute I see you up on the hills, you over here. We should have think like Raj and do get one spot and do it like that. Now, speaking of amazing and beautiful, we have the ever so gorgeous Ashley Abrahams, who is now the Crown Miss World 2022 on episode 11. Let's take a quick look at that. So episode 11, we had the amazing Ashe, the Crown Miss World 2022, and we had Udane of Studio 28, but they both couldn't make it today. So we have the designer of the gorgeous gown that Ashe had on that day, Mr. Christian Jagisa. Now, I don't think anybody knows, but I know that this was a dream of Christian to dress the Miss World delegate. Christian, how was your reaction when I first called you? Because he was so stunned. I'll let him tell you.
So when he first called and asked me if I want to be on an episode, I was like, this should be good, you know? But then when they revealed that, you know, the model is going to be Ashe, I was like, wow. I mean, I know you didn't hear that on the phone because I have no reaction, no emotion whatsoever. But inside, listen, I was whining.
He was whining inside. I love that. And actually, you had to construct that dress from a concept that I had, and we both came together and like, this is what we want to do. How long did it take you to make dress from start to finish?
Well, you had this concept like, what, a few years now?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, and the dress took like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did not sleep the night before because I picked you up that morning like about 5. And overall, seeing it come to life and seeing your work and your dream come to life, tell us more about that. How did you feel?
It was an amazing feeling because growing up, Miss World is something we all watched, right? And then seeing delegates to represent the country and stuff like that, I always had a dream as a creative. One day, they'll be wearing my clothes. Or one day, I'll be in the same room as these people. And thanks to you, you made that dream come true. You pushed me closer, you know, to that direction of styling a Miss World delegate.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush and think it out. But with saying that as well, you know, because you were there hands-on, the final images from both Udane and myself, how did you feel seeing it?
So the first person I had to send those photos to was my mom. Because you know how Trini moms are, they talk a lot. So the behind the scenes were disappearing images just because she talks a lot.
Yes.
Right? So when I sent her the final images, she was like, wow, I'm so proud of you. And hearing that, I was like, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I reached.
Yeah, you reach, you go in, we're still here. Because the great work you had on episode 11, you brought another gown to life on episode 12.
Yeah, Miss Bonnet.
Yeah, with the beautiful Miss Bonnet. Sasha Cosmetics sponsored both episodes, and you know that helped us so much. They choose Miss Bonnet to be the model that day because Miss Bonnet herself was the start of the Sasha's Christmas Queens of Christmas campaign.
Right.
And you had full creativity when it came to that gown.
Yeah.
What was your vision?
Well, you know, sometimes when you think about Christmas, the typical person will go to red.
Yeah.
Either red or plaid or something like that. But like, very rare you'll see a Christmas queen in a green emerald dress.
Yeah, and it looks so good. The amazing Kyle, who I've been begging since episode 1, who was one of the first individuals, actually the first person I ever mentioned about the photo challenge. Mind you, he knew about the photo challenge before the photo challenge became something, before it was even named the photo challenge, and he is episode 12, which I would have thought he would have been episode 1, right? He was watching on and he came and he showed up. You know what? It felt like my experience with you that day, it felt at home because we worked together on events and you were either on one side of the feta and the other side and we bounce up. We always have a picture together. Every single event I went to and Kyle was there, he used to always take a picture of me and I used to always make my perfect picture. My favorite picture is in Zen, is a picture Kyle took of me. Listen, I say things, but I'm not adding no numbers to it.
Facts.
Kyle, how was it for you?
It was actually nice, relaxing, it was pretty good. Right? It was really pretty good. I really was not expecting to get like a whole studio kind of vibes. Like it really catch me off guard. And yeah, when I say I got there, it's like, all right, I saw the presents, everything. I was like, oh, this is the concept. All right, cool. And I was really down to it. That's down fade right through. And then it's like when I saw Miss Fun, I was like, oh, okay. I saw the dress. All right. I was like, yeah, she got this. Right? And then after I saw her laughing after, I was like, oh, that's the smile. She have a commercial smile. So, yes. I was like, yes, Ameer, that's a nice one.
Yeah, as a very seasoned photographer who like how long? Like 30 years now you're in the business?
Oh God, I make it sound like that.
35 to be exact.
35.
Yeah. And so you switched lens in between shooting, right?
Yeah.
And you went all the way to the back. What was your thought process with that?
The thought process with me switching the lens from using a 24 to 70 to get a full body shot, then to go on to a 135. My whole study, I was like, okay, could my lens actually work to catch a full body shot in studio? Right? And then when I went back, it's like, yeah, I could do that damage. Right? Because it's literally a prime lens, and one, Ameer hate me with prime lens. He don't like to shoot with me, right? And yeah, make things happen. So I was just hoping I don't interrupt the videographers, the media, any behind the scenes kind of vibes, and yeah.
Yeah, well, mentioning prime lens, I started episode 1 to, I believe, 3 to episode 3. I was shooting strictly prime lens, 50 and 85. And by episode 4, I actually borrowed one of Riyadh lens. That was the one we did on the boat with Maria, Go West, and Caribbean Dress. I borrowed his 16 to 35 because I wanted a wider shot. And then from using that, I end up switching my whole entire gear from since because I used to only run with primes, 35, 50, 85, 105. And now I have a 24 to 70 and a 70 to 200. And I don't think I'm ever going to change because it's so much easier and the versatility is just
That
really
is true.
good.
Yeah, those lenses is nice storytelling.
Okay, so it have any concept or challenge that you didn't see in season 1 that you'd like to see in season 2?
All right, something I would actually like to see for this challenge. I would like to see we all go across to Tobago and let's do something nice across there, Caribbean style.
Yeah, let's bring Tobago to the photo challenge. Or bring the photo challenge to Tobago in better words.
More or less.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Well, obviously I want to thank our sponsors we had. We had Sasha Cosmetics, Affordable Imports, and both of them helped us so solid and make things so much easier that, you know, they're on board and maybe they can help us go to Tobago. Hopefully. All right, season 2, let's go.